Here we go!
Hey Blue Blurs, what is going on? This is Gamer Blake 90, your proud chief of the Blue Blurs, here to present you with a brand new playthrough featuring a Sonic game that just came out last Friday. At least for those that got the deluxe edition. If you got the standard edition, you won't be able to play it until later this week, but by the time this series is done, we'll be well past that point. And that game is Sonic Colors Ultimate, the long-awaited remaster to one of the most beloved Sonic titles out there. It's definitely one of my favorites, so that reputation is more than justified. Words cannot describe how happy I am that this game is finally out. And I'm pretty sure the Wisps are just as happy themselves, cause man, they got quite a makeover. Like, look at these guys. They're almost like glass now, but in a cool fashion, if you know what I mean. In fact, the entire game got a makeover, which of course is the objective of a remaster. Now, this game was actually stuck on a Nintendo Wii and a DS, for being technical, but we're mainly talking about the Wii version when it comes to the remaster. For 11 long years, it was stuck on the Nintendo Wii, which, incidentally, I've got right here. And I've still been playing my copy of Sonic Colors here and there ever since my friends got it for me last year, and I'm every bit as grateful to them for doing exactly that. And now, today, we finally have this game on modern platforms, and I am so happy to finally be playing this. Actually, I played it for the first time last Friday, and I live streamed that playthrough, and I would tell you all to go and check that out, but I don't think it would be fair of me to ask you guys to go digging through a 6-hour archive just to relive my first experience of the game, so nah, we're not gonna do it that way at all. Instead, we're gonna take a let's play approach, and so here we are with video series about Sonic Colors Ultimate. A little tidbit here of note, but if you didn't know, you could actually tilt the title screen's camera angle by using the left stick. You can get a good look at Sonic and the Wisp from above, or from the side, or even from the front. But it's kind of annoying because every time you touch anything, including the left stick, the logo just comes back up, so it kind of blocks your view of Sonic and the Wisp. But it's only a minor nitpick, really. And speaking of nitpicks, I have another one right here. Where the heck is the Jade Wisp? But they added a new Wisp game to the Ultimate Remaster, and she's nowhere to be found here. Like, come on, guys, you had one job. She quickly became my favorite Wisp too, especially after, you know, Rise of the Wisps, that series of short animations based on the game. That was so fun to watch, by the way, and you haven't noticed, I put up 2 videos reacting to the overall series. Please go and check those out. But without further ado, guys, let's go ahead and get into this game. Do I want to leave a navigator on? Because I kind of know how the game works by now. Whatever, I'll leave those on. Anyway, guys, let's go ahead and get into it. Tropical Resort, the first act. Bruh, we're in for a fun time. Well, I do know that there are all kinds of glitches out and about on like every platform, especially on Nintendo Switch, but I'm playing it on the PS4 in case you would like to know about that. And I did experience a few glitches, but nothing that really prevented my overall completion of the game. And luckily the devs are fully aware of these glitches and they are working on pushing out a patch to address them. Hopefully they get all of them, but if not, they can continue shuffling out patches until the entire game is cleaned up. But let's not worry ourselves too much over that right now. We're here to have a good time, and that's exactly what we're gonna do. So here we go. Act 1 of Tropical Resort. Let's go. Woo! God, if you guys see my live stream and how I started last week, you could see me gushing over the movie Sonic cosmetics, which I actually still have because I got the deluxe edition. And I say still because before doing this playthrough, I decided to delete my saved data for the game and just start over from scratch. I contemplated, you know, doing a 100% playthrough where I get all the red rings and finish all the rival rush races and whatever. But the thing is, I'm not entirely familiar with where every single red ring is found, so I was like, that probably would not be a good idea, and I almost jumped over that ramp by mistake and died. Talk about a start to the playthrough, right? But I was like, I don't think now is a good time to start doing a 100% playthrough yet, so instead, this is just going to be a basic playthrough and nothing more to it. But I do plan on doing another series with this game where I showcase getting all of the red rings, so stick around for that. There's going to be a lot of videos about this game coming up. You don't need to worry about that. Live streams too, for that matter. And in fact, I really need to push more of those out, but the thing is, part of why I don't, aside from me just being more accustomed to recording rather than streaming, is because I tend to experience all kinds of technical issues whenever I try to start up a stream. Just ask everybody who tuned into my last one and they'll all tell you the same thing. It gives me such a headache, bruh. But I know I gotta work through that. So yeah, this game is pretty much how you'll remember it if you've already played it on the Nintendo Wii, but I know that not everyone has had the pleasure of playing it because, well, it's like 15 years after the release of the Wii. Who even has them anymore? Oh wait, I actually do. And for good reason, because I do need to find the storybook game for Sonic, you know, Sonic and the Secret Rings and Sonic and the Black Knight, so I can do playthroughs for those as well. But that is for another time. Right now we're gonna focus on this game, and at this point we just finished the first act of Tropical Resort. Let's see if we can break these numbers and the rank letter quick enough to get ourselves some rewards. Come on, come on. Oh, we got a tail save. Cool, cool, cool. If you weren't aware, the tail save kind of replaced the life system that was originally present in Colors, but they'll only kick in if you die by falling into a bottomless pit. If you die any other way, the tail saves won't work and you'll just respawn at the last checkpoint you touched. This game now follows a checkpoint system when it comes to how you continue the game after making a mistake, and there's no longer a way to get a game over. Some kinda didn't take that so well, but personally I think it's an okay change because when you're playing games on consoles at home, game overs become kind of redundant to deal with. They were meaningful when you last went to arcades where you had to pump in money to keep playing the game, but now they're kind of redundant to keep around anymore, so they're really not worth sweating over. And it also saves you the hassle of having to cycle through another batch of screens just to continue playing the game if you do die. So personally, it's a change I really don't mind all that much, though I do get where people are coming from when they're being concerned about the tail save system being a hand holder, which I really don't think it is, honestly. Anyway, Tropical Resort Act 2. I know it's kind of funny how I started rambling on and on and on without really going into detail on what this remaster consists of, but you already watched my video called The Good and Bad of Sonic Colors Ultimate, which was one of my most successful videos out there and something that I was really proud of. You'll already know what to expect from the remaster, but for those of you that didn't, as I said earlier, this is largely the same game that you'll remember it from the Nintendo Wii, but there are some new things thrown in here and there, including the addition of a brand new Wisp, and that of a Jade Wisp. Well, she's at least new if you haven't played Team Sonic Racing, but if you have, then you'll be familiar with her already. But you will actually get to free her later on in Tropical Resort, so you'll get to see her in action firsthand. For now though, we gotta knock all these guys out using the new and improved homing attack, which by the way builds your boost gauge if you time it perfectly. And you did time it correctly. You'll know because there'll be a sound effect playing, and also the visual effects of rainbow energy in the trail of the homing attack to indicate that you've done it correctly. This is a huge game changer because in the original Sonic Colors, you were kind of limited in your means of building the boost gauge. The only way you could do that was beating specific enemies because not all of them granted you any boost, and you also had to break the Wisp capsules to add to your gauge. But now you have more ways to end up going supersonic speed in this game, so Color became a heck of a lot faster for you. And even then, it came with a very flexible moveset for Sonic, so you never really felt tied down in any way, and that's part of what makes this game incredible. Right, so we finished the second act, and if you've noticed, we didn't get a single cutscene to play when we started the game at first, but that should change right about now. Yep, there it is. Where you can enjoy 5 planets for the price of 1. Sorry, I wasn't trying to talk too much during the cutscenes. Can y'all hear the Tropical Resort world map music playing though?
I'm not sure why we're here. This place looks totally harmless.
Because anything built by Eggman looks harmless. Don't be so naive, Tails. Now, you can kind of tell that these cutscenes were designed for the Wii because they never really remastered them like they did the rest of the game. So as such, you can get kind of a fuzzy outline looking at the characters here. All they mainly did was upscale the cutscenes and little more than that. They also changed the font of the text at the bottom, which I personally don't like because it looks a lot smaller now. Like, it's still readable, but I kind of liked it the way it was before. And no, I don't think it was that easy.
Hello, happy people. Buckle up as
Well, it wasn't easy remastering this game, period. Because it was initially a console exclusive, so there was a lot of code they had to rewrite to get this to work at all. I'm so glad it's on modern platforms so everybody can experience this game now. It's awesome. Oh, Eggman is begging you guys to sneak in, alright. So he can get the better of you. Of course Sonic wouldn't be impressed by the elevator. He's the fastest thing alive. Nothing goes faster than him. Except maybe Metal Sonic. Talk about that later. Talk about giving yourself away, Eggman. Sonic had to be sarcastic when he said that was a relief.
Just thinking about it makes my head feel like it wants to.
Huh? Oh, Cubot Orbot.
Your voice chip is stuck on Cowboy again. Stop talking and let those aliens.
You got it, partner. Come on here, you little varmints. Come back here. I'm sorry, guys. Cubot cracked me up so much in this game, even though I know he's an idiot. And you know what's funny? You didn't actually see the subtitles for his incoherent babbling while he was chasing the Wisps when playing the original game. But they actually added that into the dialogue, which I thought was pretty cool. And you see this again in a later cutscene. There's Sonic jumping in, saving the Wisp, and yo! Tip tap! He just invoked the power of a laser wisp inadvertently. And we're going to get to see his capabilities firsthand in Act 3 of Tropical Resort, as soon as the loading screen gets over and done with. What is this, Sonic 06? That's kind of one of my only gripes about the remaster. The loading screens, even for PS4, are a little bit lengthy. I wouldn't say they are as lengthy as Sonic 06 though. I was just being dramatic when I said that, but maybe when they push out that patch, they'll optimize the game better so it won't take as long to load. Anyway, congratulations, you have collected enough park tokens to unlock a customization item for Sonic. That is another of the big perks to the remaster. You can customize Sonic's appearance. Matter of fact, I'm going to show you guys that right now. But first, we gotta go to the option satellite. And something I was really glad to note after I deleted my previous save data was that it didn't go and lock back up all the cosmetics I unlocked before by collecting the park tokens, so I can keep using them. That is really courteous of the game to do that, and it's really awesome. It also let me keep my movie cosmetics along with the rest of the deluxe edition cosmetics, which include the gold and the silver gloves. Everything else you need to collect park tokens to unlock. These cost 15 park tokens, for example, and the prices vary depending on which items you're looking at. I've actually got almost everything unlocked, but not quite all of it, though. Maybe throughout this playthrough, we'll get to, finish the job. Anyway, where are the... I guess we'll go with the gold gloves first, then we'll go to the shoes, and yeah, gold shoe as well. Now, this is the aura. I think it's the aura that comes up when you first start the stage, actually. And among them is the Sonic movie aura, which you get by buying the game from a deluxe edition. And I'm gonna show that off in this episode of the playthrough. I actually played through the entire game in my last livestream using the movie cosmetics along the gold and the silver wearables. But throughout each video, I'm gonna keep swapping out the wearables here and there to give different cosmetics for Sonic and add some variety to things. So hopefully you all will enjoy that. Also, these are the profile icons, and as you can see, I selected the blue blur as my choice of icon because come on, she with the blue blurs for life. Name to me what other icon would be more appropriate for me, okay? Let's see. Oh yeah, and the rest of the option satellite tells you about your records, your progress of unlocking Supersonic, as well as the extras, which include the unlockable soundtrack. Something I was disappointed to learn though is that you can't actually toggle the music in between each stage. You can unlock it and listen to it, but you can't really swap it out with, like, you know, the remix soundtrack, because that's another thing the remaster comes with. The soundtrack got changed up here and there, including during the opening cutscene. And I was really happy to hear that remix for Reach for the Stars, because we first heard it during the Sonic Symphony, and I've been listening to it non-stop after the fact. It's one of my favorite pieces of Sonic music to listen to now. The original was great, of course, but I loved it even more when it was remixed, especially when it was done in an orchestral setting. Take a hint as to what my theme is for my intro on YouTube. But yeah, check it out, check it out, check it out. We're gonna stop for a bit and take a good look at our boy in that shiny electric energy. Look at him! It's almost like he went Super Saiyan. Oh, wait a minute. Isn't that what he's kind of already similar to? But yo, that is so cool. We'll probably get a better look at him if we get out of the quick step section, which we're in right now. By the way, to quick step, you simply tilt the stick to the left and right. Whenever you go in a section that registers quick step gameplay, it'll usually be indicated by that icon at the bottom, but it may not pop up in some other quick step sections, so you'll need to pay close attention to the stage layout whenever that happens. Alright, we're gonna pick up this laser wisp here. I think if I take the upper route, I'll actually skip out in the red ring, so we're gonna go this way first and grab that park token as well. And it's kind of funny, but I never really sat down to explain the ins and outs of the remaster aside from the wearables and the music. But I'm gonna do that right now. As I said earlier, you have a pretty flexible moveset with Sonic to work with. As you've already seen, he can homing attack, but only when he's near something he can lock onto, otherwise he just gets a double jump. Although the beauty of it is, you can still homing attack after you do the double jump. Like I said, a flexible moveset. You can also slide to enter walls that are a little bit too high up, but if they have these cracks underneath them, you can slide past them and bypass the walls altogether. You can also boost, which you've only seen me do like a lot of times already in this playthrough. And finally, you can stomp, just like in Sonic Unleashed. Is there anything else I'm forgetting? Oh, you can grind along rails too. Maybe some other things I'm forgetting here and there, but hopefully I'll remember them as I go along. I also have a bit of advice for you. You can switch up your controls, so if you are familiar with playing the boost style games for Sonic, I highly recommend you swap out the inputs for the slide and the boost. Because at first, the boost was mapped to, I believe it was the circle button, and the slide was the square button. But the thing is, I was so accustomed to using the boost button where the square button would be and sliding when the circle button would be that I just couldn't get adjusted to the default controls for this game, so I had to change them up. I was struggling with that a great deal in my live stream. And then the game got a lot easier to adjust to after that. So again, I recommend swapping out the button prompts on the slide and the boost, and you should be fine. If you're new to the game otherwise, then you won't really have that liability holding you back, so you may be able to adjust to the opposite format for the buttons. It depends, really. Oh, and with the homing attack, I think I would explain this earlier, but you add your boost gauge, you time the homing attack appropriately, and one way to know for sure that you got it right is if you press it while you see the green circle. If you do the homing attack when the green circle is gone, then you'll just get a regular homing attack and you won't build any boost, so something worth noting there. Yo, these boxes look quite shiny! And you can stomp through them, by the way, seeing as they are breakable. It's useful for helping you break into sections where you can, go lower and lower into the level, like this, for example. Have to go underground in some instances. Although, as far as going underground, that won't really be a thing until you get the Drill Wisp, and that is not until Sweet Mountain. Now, on the subject of the soundtrack, For the first half of Tropical Resort, I didn't really care for it all that much. Like, I don't dislike it necessarily. It's okay to me, but I think I prefer the original soundtrack, at least for a good amount of Tropical Resort. But there's this remix I heard in Act 4 that really surprised me, pleasantly at that. I thought it was really good. And it's below coming up after this one, so we're not far off from getting to listen to it. And as for the visuals, I actually think that before the game came out, they may have adjusted the lighting and the shading here and there, because this stage seems a bit brighter than I remember it being from the pre-release trailers. Like, it's still noticeably darker in areas where you wouldn't prefer it to be. You can see that from these buildings right here, but it doesn't feel like it's covered in so much shading now, which I was really happy to see. And it's even more noticeable at the results screen. You might have noticed that a couple of times by now, and it should be popping up again because we're not too far off from finishing the third act. Alright, let's head over here. Laser! Oh yeah, I didn't go over this earlier, did I? But Sonic can utilize the powers of the Wisp whenever he picks one up. But he can only carry one Wisp at a time. If he picks up another one, he just abandons the one that he collected beforehand, which is kind of cruel, but it's the only thing the game will allow for, honestly. And once you completed the level, you can break the letter and the numbers to potentially add to your collectibles, namely the park tokens and the Tails saves. And as far as your rank goes, it's dependent on how good your score is. And if you score high enough, you'll get the best rank, which is an S rank. Right now though, we're not going to try for an S rank in every level. In fact, I don't think that's possible, because to add to your rank, you need to collect the red rings, otherwise you're going to have a hard time S ranking any level. And because we don't have all the Wisps unlocked right now, because we're starting a new game from scratch, we're not going to be able to pull it off in this playthrough. But the next time I do 100% serious with this game, we'll have all the Wisps unlocked, so we'll be able to pull that off nicely. And if you'll have noticed, the Jade Wisp is right over there at the space for Act 5. But we can't get to that yet because we got to take care of Act 4 first, which is a mercifully short level. And it comes with an amazing remix. Listen to it. I actually want to get up out of my chair and dance right now. I was pleasantly surprised when this music actually started playing. At first it was kind of so-and-so in the remixes. There were some that I really like, and then there were others that make me think, why? This, however, might be one of the better remixes out there, and I highly recommend it. But you might get a little confused if you go back to replay it at the customization screen, because if music plays, if you pick the Act 2 remix and you pick the Act 4 remix, you get the music for Act 2 instead, which is a little bit weird, so I'm guessing they got a couple things incorrectly organized here and there that they'll have to look into, oh whoops, when they patch the game. Also, another thing that will help with your rank is not dropping your rings, because they will add to your ring bonus, which in turn adds to your score. So try not to take damage if you can help it, or you might be getting a rank lower than S. Okay, got a tail save right there. And there's not really any point in picking up the rings that fall out of the breakable items, seeing as they won't add to your score. They'll only do that for the rings you picked up in the stage itself. I don't think they apply you pick them up at the results screen. But if you feel like messing around a bit, why not? And we got another cutscene. Thermostatic capacitor to maximizing modulationizer. Did I say with big words right? That's the native language of the Wisps. Don't worry, I don't know Yacker's gender either. I think he's a he though. Oh, Sonic isn't possessed anymore. We don't need the Exorcist.
I can understand this guy. Did you go somewhere?
Didn't you see? I absorbed those aliens and
No, Sonic, he didn't see because he was too busy playing on his laptop.
after a few seconds they'd pop out of me.
I find that hard to
You're on an amusement park that's built in outer space, and you find that hard to believe? Come on, Tails. You are not this naive.
Find Eggman and figure
I seriously hate this characterization of Tails, honestly, but I'm sure you've all heard that way too often whenever you talk about color, so let's not
spend our time.
go too deep into that subject. And yeah, the dialogue all around is not the best, but hey, it does have some funny moments here and there. Okay, Act 4 is done. And there's Act 5, which means we get to meet our friend the Jade Wisp. And let me just say, my gosh, she was so adorable. And yes, I'm calling her a she because I believe that is what she was referred to as in Rise of the Wisps. In fact, the Jade Wisp was voiced by a female, although I realize that's not entirely applicable logic because Tails also voiced by a female in this game, namely Kate Higgins, who actually came back to reprise her role, and Tails is actually a boy character, so I realize the cases differ here and there. But anyway, enough babbling. Let's use the Laser Wisp. Come on up here. And now we get to demonstrate the Jade Wisp capabilities. She turns you into a ghost, but you'll need a little bit more than that to be able to pass through these walls. You gotta select these enemies or these ghost anchors in order to go through any material walls otherwise that you wouldn't be able to pass through. And when you do that, you can actually come down here to this brand new section that they've added into Tropical Resort as a result of the remaster. Whoops. You actually saw there was a red ring that popped up when I pressed that button, but I took a little too long to use the laser with, so it disappeared, but that's okay. We'll pick it up. And we'll pick up this, the Ghost Wisp as well, so we can get back out of here using this Ghost Anchor. And as to how you select them, you just tilt the left stick, and if you see the cursor come up, you can then press the jump button to draw yourself towards it. There honestly aren't all that many Ghost Anchors hovering around whenever you pick up a Jade Wisp. They'll just be confined to that part of the level to, help you with the object of collecting items like the red ring and such. So there you go. And by the way, the homing attack will build your boost gauge regardless of whatever you lock onto. That includes these pulleys right there. So essentially anything you can lock onto will give you an opportunity to get more boost gauge. Like I told you, this game just got a heck of a lot faster and it makes it twice as fun. You don't feel so tied down when trying to add to your boost gauge anymore, which is awesome. Yo, look at that Ferris wheel, bruh! I didn't really like the lighting choice in Tropical Resort all that much, especially here, because you can definitely see how noticeably darker it is now, but I also understand why it was done that way. It helped bring out the neon signs a lot better, like with that Ferris wheel right there. And at the very least, they were thoughtful enough to keep the foreground sufficiently lit so you can see it really well. I kinda wish that same courtesy extended to various parts of Sweet Mountain, which although saw some slight improvements in the lighting here and there, although not really enough to make me prefer it over the original in my opinion, but we're getting a little ahead of ourselves talking about Sweet Mountain, are we? We're here at Tropical Resort. So, let's keep our eyes on the prize. Was there a spring right here? I swear there was a... What happened to the spring? Where'd it go? Ah, never mind. I might be thinking of a different level entirely. We're gonna head down here, pick up the Laser Wisp again. I think it might be an Act 6, actually. Oh yeah, and when you use the Laser Wisp, if you target these crystals, you can send Sonic along a predetermined path, and in some cases, you'll uncover collectibles like, well, more red rings. Something to note there. And I believe you can also use the Laser Wisp to break these blocks that are directly below us. In fact, I see a Ghost Wisp down here. And with only a tail shape up above us, so you know what? What we're gonna do is just break this block right here. Come back down here, and we got the Jade Wisp. I don't think I've ever been down here, actually. What's up with this? Huh? Okay. Wait a minute. Oh, wait, we could come up here. Ah, but crap. Crap. I just now realized we could have used the Ghost Wisp to go up there because there are actually 2 gold rings in this act, just like you saw in, I believe it was Act 2. And I was really surprised to learn that because I don't think this was originally in the Nintendo Wii version of Colors. They've added in a lot more changeable levels than I initially thought. Like, none of them are really drastic enough to the point where you go like, oh wait, this is a completely different level than I remember it. They just made like subtle changes here and there for things like the Jade Wisp and such. And they've also moved around some of the red ring placements as a result of these changes. Speaking of which, there's another red ring you can find right here using the Ghost Wisp. And you'll use it by having that badnik serve as a Ghost Anchor. Then after you get out of there, you use a wall jump, which is one ability of Sonic that I completely forgot to bring up earlier, but I guess a good thing I did because now I can talk about it here. But basically, any wall that you can grab onto like this, you can jump off of. But you have to be a little rhythmic with how you time your button inputs to jump off the wall. Otherwise, if you take too long, you'll slide down the wall and then eventually fall off. Alrighty. Let's grab this park token. And we've actually picked up 4 out of 5 red rings, which is impressive given that we haven't unlocked every wisp in the game yet. For the second one though, I believe we need the drill or the spike wisp, most likely the drill wisp, but we're not unlocking that until the next video, so I'm not going to worry about that right now. And there is the new gold ring that they've added in. Or if that was originally in the game like 11 years ago, I would not have known about it. I actually didn't get to finish Sonic Colors until last year. My friend sent me a copy of the game along with a Nintendo Wii. So I'm a late recruit to the Colors army ultimately. But late is better than never. Righto, so 5 acts are done with. If you didn't know, every world is divided into 7 acts. The first 6 are playable acts, and then there's a boss act. Of course, some of the playable acts are basically recycled or re-edited versions of some of the previous levels. Some of them were actually initially meant to be just one level, because the original philosophy for designing the stages was to stick to tradition and go with 2 acts plus a boss act like in the classic games. But apparently that would make the game too short if they went that route, so they split them into 6 acts instead. Which I'm personally grateful for, because though this game is still short all around, like to the point you can beat it in a day when you're completely familiar with it, I wouldn't want it to be too short. Okay, Act 6 of Tropical Resort. Now, I'm really not happy about the fact you can't toggle the music, but at the very least, they made it so you'll hear the remixed music in 3 acts per world, and then the original music 3 acts per world. The boss remixes, however, are completely new. You'll never hear the original music for those ever again. Although, one of the perks to getting the Digital Deluxe Edition was the exclusive soundtrack. I wonder, if you got the Standard Edition, does that mean you don't get the remixed soundtrack? The Standard Edition comes out like later this week, actually tomorrow, because at the time of recording this, it is September 6th, so whenever any of you get the Standard Edition, maybe you can confirm that for me, because I'm really curious now. Regardless, we're gonna pick up that Super Ring right there. And there is a new style of Super Ring they added in that gives you 100 rings along with invincibility. And you also get invincibility if you respawn using a tail save. It doesn't last very long though, and I don't think it makes a meaningful impact on the gameplay itself, honestly. But it's worth noting anyway. And by the way, we can get another 4 red rings here, but for the last one, we need that Spike Wisp, and we're not going to unlock that until Planet Wisp, so that's a little bit of a ways off. That's part of the reason why I'm not opting for 100% playthrough just yet, because I can't do it right now. Alright, we're gonna use these platforms to pick up that red ring right there. And now, we're gonna... if this thing would hurry up, please. Here we go. Got that gold ring. You could actually beat this stage in like less than half a minute if you felt like speed running it, but being quick on the uptake doesn't really add to your rank, so if you care about that sort of thing, you're gonna need to take your time and pick up the red rings. Even then, we only got a B rank. You'd think we'd got an A rank with all the red rings we've gotten, but apparently not. Alright, we finished all 6 acts of Tropical Resort, so what does that leave us with? Alright, the boss act. Oh! I completely forgot to talk about this, but yet another benefit to the remaster of Sonic Colors is the Rival Rush mode. If you pick up at least 15 red star rings per world, you will unlock the Rival Rush stage for that world. In this case, by getting enough red rings Tropical Resort, you will get to race against Metal Sonic, but only in Act 3. Each world has a specific act assigned to the Rival Rush mode. You don't get to play Rival Rush with literally every stage, just like 1 act per world. And it will all be indicated by the Metal Sonic icon that is right above it. But we're not going to cover it just yet. I'm actually going to set aside a separate video for all the Rival Rush stages, as I feel it'd be a bit more organized that way rather than just throwing them into each and every world. For that matter, I kind of thought of taking a similar step with a special stage in the classic Sonic games, because, you know, like, my playthroughs of the Angel Island and Mushroom Hill Zone with Sonic 3, to use an example, mainly consisted of special stages more so than the stage itself. So I was like, yeah, we need to do something about that. Oh. No! I want you to get me a cheeseburger and a shake! Eggman's sarcasm just stings at times.
Idiot.
God, Q-Bot! Oh, dang, nabbit, what was all the jabberwocky, blubbity, 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 blubbity? Y'all want fries with that? That's another example of the intelligible gibberish you wouldn't otherwise see in subtitles. That's so funny they added that in there. Precious little aliens! And you know, Eggman had a point earlier when he said not nearly enough aliens, if only because we don't have them all unlocked yet. We can't 100% Tropical Resort right now. Oh look, but Sonic! Crashing the party as usual.
Who you calling nothing?
Calling you nothing, Sonic.
He means since the boss said nothing will stop me, and Sonic here is going to stop him, it's like the boss was calling
Cubot.
nothing.
Great.
Thank you for the clarification, Orbot.
Fine. You're so smart, robot. You take care of this mess. Release the big boy.
Oh yeah, the big boy, the first boss of this game.
Hasta la bye-bye, sucker.
Oh, come on, Eggman. Be a homie. And there's the big boy, also known as the Rotatatron. The mutated Ferris wheel.
Time for me to start stopping.
I guess it is, Sonic. He's Cubot's stepping stone! Come on, Sonic, don't be rude. And it took you that long to get the joke, huh? Like I said, the dialogue is hard to take seriously at times, but it does have its funny moments. So yeah, take a taste of that amazing remix for the boss music that you hear against the Rotatatron and Refreshinator. It's got some tinges of adventure-style soundtrack mixed in there, and I freaking love it, especially as an adventure enthusiast. What I don't love, though, is the fact that this first boss is painfully short if you use the laser wisp, because it does twice the damage of a homing attack in this instance. So if you quickly use it, you can pretty much beat the boss in like less than 30 seconds. Like, look at this, we're already done. And you'll know you're done if the bosses explode and leave behind a lot of rings. They can no longer hit you in that state, and you pretty much won. And you beat the boss that quickly using the laser wisp, you're definitely guaranteed to get the S rank here. And there are similar strategies you can employ against all the other bosses, but you gotta use them correctly and take every opportunity you can to add to your score. And part of what helps here is that we beat the boss under 30 seconds. If we take it any longer than that, I don't think we would have pulled off this rank at all. But what's infuriating about it is that once you have landed the finishing blow, the clock doesn't stop until the stage actually ends. Which I always had an issue with even while playing this on the Nintendo Wii, because it kind of screws with your 100% playthrough attempt, if you know what I mean. In any case, that is it for the Rotatatron, or the big boy as I'd always known him up until they posted that remix for the soundtrack that you just heard here at the official Sonic channel. And I was like, wait a minute, this boss had an official name all this time and I never knew it? Huh. Either they made it up on the fly, or he'd always had that name. And apparently he did always have that name from what a fan tells me. So, there you go. Anyway, let's go ahead and get back to the cutscenes, because Tails should be finished with the translator by now. Should be. I guess not.
Oh, there you are. Where'd you run off to?
I did a little
Tried a bite to eat, and trashed a giant killer robot.
killer robot.
Oh, really? They've got shops.
You know, I'd always wondered, why did Eggman bother setting up shopping centers in an amusement park? Who does he expect to shop here
I
exactly?
think it's done.
Other than maybe Sonic and Tails?
So only
Because it's not like he's inviting humans up here either. The shops are kind of pointless.
away.
But you do have to give Eggman points for committing to his park. I'm sorry, I just find the Wisps chatter adorable.
Pennies from a far
Talks a lot.
soda.
Oh, a faraway soda? You mean like, this?
Yeah. I think the machine still has some bugs.
You think, Sonic?
I think I can figure this out though. Okay, he said his
Okay, so Yacker is male.
He's from
I
a
figured as much.
called
You can raise a being called Wisps. Wisps?
No, Wisps with a W.
Yeah, I'll just stick with aliens.
Sonic, please stop breaking the fourth wall!
Oh, sure. So anyway, they're either being used for their magical powers by
They are.
or to make
Underwear to be worn by Salad. Did we really need that mental image?
here save them. Save them.
I almost want to see someone draw fan art of exactly that. Salad wearing underwear.
Running around trashing
Almost.
robots. I saw 'em
I don't really think I want to see it, really.
interesting places. Think I'll go check them out and maybe save some aliens.
Maybe. Try definitely. Look, Orbot and Cubot are cleaning up the mess of the big boy.
When you consider what we're doing from a robot's point of view, it's actually pretty brutal.
I really loved Orbot Unleashed when he kept it real with Eggman, especially with how he basically screwed up his own plans. But then here in Colors, he is still kind of blunt, but not to the extent that I remember in Unleashed, so they kind of took some of the charm out of his character, but overall, he's still pretty funny here. Cubot, though, beats him in that department. I'm sorry, it's just no contest there. And there is a remnant of the, well, not a remnant, but more a glimpse of the mind control weapon that Eggman is planning on constructing as per the plot of this game. Which kind of reminds me quite a bit about Sonic CD. Like, if y'all didn't know, in Sonic CD, there is a planet chained to the Earth. Like, you know, little planet. And you see the same concept being recycled here, but for 5 different worlds, and they're all chained to Eggman's Park. Now, you don't have any time stones to collect, so you can change the course of history, so that's off the table. But they are kind of replaced by these Wisps. And the Chaos Emeralds can be picked up over at Gameland, but they don't play a role in the campaign at all, so I was like, I guess Supersonic isn't in this game, until I learned otherwise. So yeah, well here's the world map, and there's all of these worlds surrounding Tropical Resort that you'll be able to visit step by step. These are still locked for right now, but once you've beaten both of these, they'll be accessible as well. And for this playthrough, we're going to go in default order of each of the worlds. So for the next video, we are going to go to the Sweet Mountain World. And looking at this, it's already making me want to go grab that bag of Reese's Cups out of my fridge right there and take a bite right now. You know what? 1 minute. And look at that, guys, a Reese's Cup right here. But I am not the kind of guy to be eating over the microphone, so I'm not going to do y'all like that. I have manners. In any case, guys, that is it for this video. Next video, we're going to be going through the Sweet Mountain Solid 2. If y'all have noticed, there are badniks sliding through that muck that looks like it's made of chocolate. And he's like, help me, no, my world. This is quite an amusing world map, bruh. The badniks are just like vibing, except with that guy who's like, I hate life right now. I wonder where the teacups are going, though. Really curious. But enough of me babbling, I'm just going crazy right now. And yo, I see those Oreos right there at that mountain to the north. If only I could eat those right now. They're my favorite cookie brand out there. And I don't know why, but every time I go through this world, well, I guess I kind of do know why, but every time I do, it makes me hungry for candy. And usually I don't really eat candy like that, but if you put a bag of Skittles, a Reese's Cup, or Cadbury cream eggs in front of me, I will eat that straight away. Matter of fact, give me a jumbo-sized bag of Skittles and I'll consume that thing in less than 6 hours. You want to test me? I'll even do it on video, so go ahead. But anyway, guys, that is it for this video. Next video, we're going to be going through the Sweet Mountain World and also freeing the Drill and the Rocket Wisps. The Drill Wisp is an Act 1, that much I can tell, and the Rocket Wisp I think is an Act 3 or 4. The order in which you unlock the stages here is a little haphazarded, so I'm not entirely sure, but we'll know in the next video. Until then, guys, thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video and that you're enjoying the game whether you're playing it or watching it. If you are enjoying what you're seeing here, drop those likes and comments, and you want to keep up my content, hit that sub button and ring that bell. Now that the game is out, expect lots of videos and live streams about it coming up. I will see you all next time. Take care and don't forget, blue blurs for life. See y'all later.